Hello everyone, I'm CivicBot, and today I'll be reviewing a custom Star Trek starship I built, the USS Sabretooth. In the Star Trek storyline I wrote, and am still writing, Starfleet began to build ships for military purpose, rather than exploration or diplomacy. The threat of the Borg looming over the entire galaxy has helped Starfleet in designing new ships specifically to combat the Borg. There, I gave you all just a little peek of my storyline. So, this is one of the classes of starships I designed, the USS Sabretooth of the Lion class. For all of you Star Trek fans, here are some general specifications. The Lion class is twice as large as the USS Defiant used in Deep Space Nine. The Lion class measures about 350 meters in length, has a beam of about 180 meters, 70 meters in height, and about 750,000 metric tons in weight. And as an example, the new Gerald Ford nuclear-powered aircraft carrier of the United States Navy, which is the largest warship in the world, is roughly 333 meters long, has a beam of 78 meters, a height of 70 meters, and weighs 100,000 tons. Also similar in size to the USS Sabretooth is Captain Janeway's USS Voyager. The Lion-class starships are literally armed to the teeth with 7 phaser arrays, 4 phaser cannons, 4 torpedo tubes at the bow, and 1 torpedo tube at the stern, and they are equipped with a total of 180 torpedoes. They are also equipped with ablative armor, which helps dissipate energy impact from directed energy weapons. The Lion class are also equipped with regenerating and modulating shields, along with the Klingon fire-on-the-move cloaking device. The Lion class's normal cruising speed is warp 6, has a maximum cruising speed of warp 8.8, and a maximum warp speed of 9.75. As large as the Lion class starships are, they are equipped with minimal creature comfort. Classed as a hunter-destroyer, their purpose is to provide defense for Earth and other Federation planets, work in conjunction with larger starships such as a Galaxy, Sovereign, or Akira class to punch a hole through enemy defenses during a battle, and most importantly, take on a Borg cube, using their immense firepower, speed, and agility. In the storyline I wrote, Admiral Picard promoted Worf to the rank of captain and gave him command of the USS Sabretooth, the 10th and newest ship of the Lion class, with more to be built. Captain Worf would also be given a small unit by Picard to fall under his command and be part of Admiral Benjamin Sisko's task force. Now onto the model. I chose to go with an arrowhead shape instead of the traditional saucer shape that most Star Trek starships have used. I wanted to give it a more menacing appearance. I made this back in August of 2011, and quite honestly, I had no idea how any of this was going to turn out. All of the styrene plastic I used was from Evergreen scale models. Thanks again, Evergreen. I glued these, what I call ribs, onto the center spine, then followed it up by adding and gluing the raised center section. This section would be where the bridge and weapon systems are located. Afterwards, I framed out the center section and glued them on a slight angle. Everything was starting to come together. The next step was to glue on the skin of the vessel. I was hoping that I would get it as accurate as possible. I used the thinnest sheet possible for the job, which I believe was 1/100th of an inch. To hide the gap between the raised center section and the skin, I used another thin piece, cut an angle on each end, and glued it to the center section frame. But as you can see, it didn't work out on the aft end because they were sticking up. At the front, I made them look like shark's teeth. The aft end, I cut the angled parts off and took the opportunity to make the section the space hangar. I started gluing the final outer layer, but I'll get to that shortly. I cut the front of the bow for the 4 torpedo tubes and used the engineering hull from AMT Ertl's 1/1400 scale USS Enterprise D and attached the saucer section to it. And believe me when I say that the two halves of the hull really don't fit well together, nor was the way the deflector array fit into the hull. Anyway, to To make it look more uniform, I made a spine that would connect the saucer to the hull. That was difficult trying to get the spine to blend in with the curved contours of the hull. I added windows using an eyeglass screwdriver and punched holes into the plastic. I initially added the base stand from the USS Excelsior model, but then I decided to remove it later on. This part was probably the most difficult, the front portion of the spine. It had to look uniform with the front of the hull that housed the deflector array. I started adding the final outer layer section by section and punched out windows using an eyeglass screwdriver. I did it this way to give it an armored look appearance. Unfortunately, I didn't take any more pictures, but the good thing is the rest should be self-explanatory. I didn't want to go with the Enterprise D's warp nacelles because I wanted something different, so I went with AMT Ertl's runabout model. I love the way the warp nacelles look because they almost look like they were encased in armor. Since there was a slit opening for the mounting, these nacelles were perfectly made for the Enterprise D's pylons. I just added a thin piece of plastic on the outside of the mounting to give the nacelles a more form-fitting look. The only thing I didn't finish is the impulse drive, which I should complete sometime soon. About the only issue I have is that I kind of wish I made the saucer section just a little bit larger, maybe about 2 inches longer and 2 inches wider. To me, it doesn't look proportioned correctly. But overall, I am pleased with what I've created. The other issue would be trying to find decals, probably from my own collection, that would best fit this model. I finished the model in a gray color, almost giving the starship a sinister look. I only wish I remembered the color's name and what company made it. I'm quite happy with this model. I've put as much detail into it as I could. The lines of the warp nacelles match the lines of the spine on the ship and the outer layer of the saucer. I think the overall design flows well. So, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'm CivicBot, and until then, live long and prosper.
CivicBot.